I've introduced legislation to end birthright citizenship as we currently know it. And we ought to end it as we currently know it because birthright citizenship by fraud has started to predominate in a few areas and in a few industries. So let me give you the background. In 2021, 400,000 anchor babies were born in the United States, outpacing the births in 49 states. So how has it come to this? How have millions of illegal aliens managed to cross our borders illegally and break our laws? Remember, unlawful entry into the country is a crime. It's not one we ever prosecute with any force or deterrent effect, but it is a crime. Anchor babies on our soil create this indefinite sanctuary for the parent. And that doesn't really make sense with a coordinated, organized immigration system either. So an erroneous interpretation of the 14th Amendment has found its way into the Immigration and Nationality Act and is now the law of the land. That's why I've introduced the End Birthright Citizenship Fraud Act of 2023 to amend the Immigration and Nationality Act to reflect the original intent of the drafters of the 14th Amendment. The 14th Amendment reads, quote, "All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and the state wherein they reside." Insanely, and against the wishes of many of the drafters of the 14th Amendment, the powers that be have interpreted it to give citizenship to virtually every human born on American soil. This is not a standard that is largely recognized in the modern world. And in America, the key limiting term, subject to the jurisdiction thereof, has been totally cast to the wayside and disregarded despite the Supreme Court having never ruled that the 14th Amendment grants citizenship to anyone other than children born to lawful permanent residents. They haven't really ruled on the meaning of the clause, particularly subject to the jurisdiction thereof. So despite what you may have heard about this unqualified birthright citizenship, it's not ensconced in the 14th Amendment. At least the Supreme Court has never said that it is. And I'm confident that if they did rule on the subject, they would find that subject to the jurisdiction thereof is a limiting clause. If it weren't in the 14th Amendment, a greater group of people would have access to this birthright citizenship, but subject to the jurisdiction thereof is clearly a limiting clause, meaning that only those subject to the jurisdiction of the United States would be granted citizenship under the 14th Amendment. Those not covered are at the mercy of Congress, whether you like it or not. And we, as the Congress, have every right to exercise power to determine rules for citizenship and naturalization. After all, Congress has this power in Article 1, Section 8, Clause 4 of the Constitution, which says, quote, "to establish a uniform rule of naturalization." That is the statement of the rule in the Constitution as to Congress's powers over this area. You see it every day. You see it on the border. You see it in our communities. Our country is being invaded. The whole world is laughing at us, taking advantage of us and our foolish immigration laws. We cannot be victims of a stupid loophole derived from a misinterpretation of the 14th Amendment. No one really believes that this is what our founders intended. We don't need a constitutional amendment. All we need to do is amend existing law, and that's why I'm leading this fight. Call your congressman, tell them to vote for the End Birthright Citizenship by Fraud Act of 2023. Thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel with notifications turned on. You won't want to miss any of the breaking news.